Akio listeners, let's learn sumo. You're watching your first sumo tournament. It's pretty exciting. Not really sure what's going on. Let's break it down a little bit for you. So we know the tournament runs for 15 days, but each day and every bout runs in a particular manner. So let's focus on the top division of Makuchi, where the best sumo perform and compete every day. The Rishiki usually arrive at the Kokugikan Stadium around 1 p.m. near the south gate. This even has a name. It's the Basho Iri. So plenty of fans line up to see the sumo arrive, their brightly coloured yukata gowns, supported by their manservants, usually lower-ranked Rishiki from the same stable. The rank kind of determines the style of wear of each Rishiki. Before the Makuchi division begins, the tournament holds a ring entering ceremony where all of the Rishiki from Ozeki down, they enter the ring from the east side or west side, depending on their rank on the Banzuki list. They'll be wearing their kesho mawashi, or their formal embroidered aprons. These aprons are all handmade. They either have personal imagery, sponsor logos, sometimes even anime characters. The strings you see the sumo wear on their mawashi belts when they're fighting, they're just really highly reduced and stylized version of the kesho mawashi aprons the Rishiki actually used to fight wearing those aprons. The ceremony is to introduce the Rishiki to the crowd, but it's also a ring purification ceremony. Once this is complete, the top-ranked Yokozuna, and at the moment is Terunofuji, he performs his own Yokozuna ring entering ceremony. He's supported by a sword bearer and an usher, and usually the Rishiki that are supporting him, they're from his own stable, and they're actually wearing one of his 3 ceremonial aprons. Yokozuna performs the ceremony wearing a white handmade cotton belt called a hawser. And this ceremony and the way that he performs it defines his style. So now the bouts can begin. So from the lowest Megashira, which is Megashira 17 at the July tournament, right up to Yokozuna, we progress for about 2 hours and about 17 bouts. The referee and the judges will be in place, and as well as the corner workers who assist the sumo wrestlers with their towels and keeping the ring clean by sweeping. Then the announcer, he calls for the Rishiki in a pretty song-like voice, very loud. These announcers practice for a few years to get it right, and they hold a fan in front of them. That fan is apparently to prevent their spit from going into the ring and dirtying up the ring. The Rishiki enter from their corner and they bow as a mark of respect, and they perform their ceremonial foot stamping to knock down the bad spirits and basically to help crops grow. Once complete, they go to their respective corners and they are given their chikara mizu, a water of strength by the corner worker or even the winning Rishiki from the previous bout. After this, they return to the open point of the ring and they squat in songkyu position and perform the hand clapping ceremony. This ceremony both demonstrates their respect for their opponent and shows their opponent that they're unarmed, but also a bit of a cleaning ceremony for their hands and that they're ready to fight fairly. Rishiki return to their corner and they take some salt from the bucket and they toss it into the ring. This is a purification ceremony for the ring. Some Rishiki like just a little bit of salt, but the crowd likes it when one of the Rishiki takes a great handful and tosses it up into the air. Okay, so next, the sumo then approach the mark. And they put their hands on or behind the line. This is called towing the mark. The Rishiki are actually trying to synchronize their breathing here, and the referee holds them in position until he's happy. Once they're synchronized, they can then, and both get their hands down, the initial charge or the tachi-ai occurs. Like anything, most matches are determined by the tachi-ai, and this is where they have false starts and a little bit of gamesmanship. Once the bout occurs, the referee will call out to them things like, "Hakioi, do your best," and "You are still in." At the conclusion of the bout, the referee will hold his fan towards the corner of the Rishiki he believes won the bout, or touched down first. Only if there's some doubt to the winner will the side judges become involved and call a conference, which is a mono-i. The ring judges will come up into the dohyo and they'll have a conference about what they saw. They also have contact with another judge who has instant replays available. They can either support the referee's decision, overturn that decision, or call a rematch if they believe it's too close to pick. Once the winner is announced, the losing Rishiki leaves the ring and the winner assumes the squatting position. He performs a bit of a hand wave, which is really drawing a kanji symbol in the air, which basically means peace or heart. The referee then presents any sponsor prize money in the envelopes. The last bout of the day usually involves the most senior sumo, which is the yokozuna. And if he's injured, it's then up to the senior ozeki present. Sponsor flags may be paraded around the ring before the fight, and they determine the number of flags, usually determines how much sponsor prize money goes to the winner. At the end of this match, the final ceremonies of the day commence with a bow twirling ceremony. This ceremony dates back to the beginnings of modern sumo in the 1600s, where it was performed in front of the emperor by the winning rishiki. So that's what you see each day at the sumo. I hope you enjoy the tournament coming in the next 2 weeks with a little bit more understanding of what's actually happening. As always, leave a comment on my Insta or my Twitter at Let's Learn Sumo. See you next time. Hakioi.